we all pray for the rain.
Mhm.
All right. But what comes with rain? The mud.
Mhm.
All right. And the mud is just that shitstorm of nonsense that slaps you in the face. It's the
Mhm.
reality of the circumstance. All right. There's going to be great things that come your way, but there's also going to be loss.
Yeah.
There's going to be failure. There's going to be triumph, but there's also going to be tribulation. All right. There's going to have those setbacks at play. The
Mhm.
one thing I absolutely love that we've talked about before prior was you have this concept of the 24-hour rule.
Mhm.
You mind explaining that?
Yeah. So when I was in college, my coaches they said we have to live by this 24-hour rule. Like you have 24 hours to get out of your feelings. You have 24 hours to feel shitty, and once that 24-hour hits, you're over it. We're on to the next thing. We're moving on to bigger and better things. How are we going to progress forward? And that rule started as something that was just for a loss in wrestling or a bad practice in wrestling. And now it's something that I've implemented into real life situations. I wish I had that principle ingrained in my mind when Bobby died, but obviously, listen, things happen in certain ways because it's supposed to. But when Tony died a couple of years later, my other brother Tony died. Not that I only took 24 hours to mourn him, but I had to take a step back and realize that other people are mourning him too. My parents are hurt, family's hurt. If I'm sitting there and just grieving all the time and in this horrible state of mind, how am I helping my family? How am I helping my dad get through his day? How am I helping my mom get through her day? So I did a much better job with that time around with not bringing my problems to everyone around me. Giving myself that, it was a little bit longer than 24 hours in this circumstance, but, trying to get over as fast as possible, realizing and owning the feelings that I have in that short period of time and trying to figure out how can I move forward, right? What am I doing to progress forward? How can I take positives from this so that I can instill them into the people around me, or at least attempt to? If I can make my mom or dad crack a smile after something horrible like that, that's what matters, right? The selflessness of that, and then even moving forward to, when me and Victoria get in a fight, am I going to stay pissed off at my wife for a week because she called me an asshole because I probably was being one? No, I can't. And it's like that. You can't do that. I'm going to get over it, get out of my feels, and tell my wife that I love her, because that's what you're supposed to do as a man who's a provider. You can't sit there and dwell and be selfish. That's a selfish state of mind for someone to be there and just think, my life sucks. This is horrible. I shouldn't be here. Why is life like this? All that stuff. That's selfish. You're thinking me, 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 me. When in those times, when everyone cares, everyone who's around you that cares about you, you should be focused on how can I make their situation better. And little steps like that help you get out of those valleys. So that 24-hour rule is really something that I tried to bring into all aspects of life. And it's funny how something so simple that you use to get over a wrestling match just snowballed positively into something that I can use as a methodology to get over other things in life, and really serious things in life. So it goes back to some of the things we were talking about, where like wrestling is a sport that teaches you these principles that are just, you can't find anywhere else.